What's up, money growers? So this video today, I just want to talk about, business in general, right? I talk a lot of credit on this channel, different subjects, particularly in the early part of the channel, but I tend to focus more on credit right now. This is just a business one in general. I'll probably do more of these in the future. Other finance-related topics or business-related topics that just open for comment to hear what people have to say, because I'm sure you guys have seen some of the things we're going to be talking about in this video. Some of them may be kind of funny. Some of them you're like, do people really believe this stuff? But a lot of it's just great business marketing that works. Even if you see it, it might seem cheesy. Obviously, businesses keep doing this kind of thing because oftentimes it works and they get results, and they spend a lot of money on marketing and advertising and learning human psychology and consumer spending habits and all that kind of thing. So I just want to talk about 5 ways that businesses, trick you into spending more money, right? Maybe not you directly, but oftentimes you can see people, you probably know people who hear these kinds of things and they just fall. They don't even think about it, jumping in to buy something. So first one we'll talk about is monthly payments versus total amount, right? This point of presenting it as, hey, it's $50 a month for X number of years versus showing, if you paid everything up front now, how much it would cost kind of thing. Because if you can spread out those payments, then obviously it looks smaller, right? It looks smaller when you can spread it out every single month. So the person looks at that and they're like, oh, I can afford that every month. I can afford $50 a month. Yeah. Versus seeing how much it's going to be if you paid it all up front or, even at the end, how much it would be at the end. So, which leads to the next one, is they don't show the total amount spent. So I live here in Las Vegas. This is actually common. The last couple of hotels I've stayed at here to do videos on my channel, Jacob's Life in Vegas, you go to the hotel and when you check in and when you check out, they don't show you the amount for the entire hotel bill. It'll show you the price of the room. It'll show you the taxes separately. It'll show you the resort fees separately. It'll show you the security deposit separately, but it never totals all that up on the receipt. And the first hotel I went to several months ago, I remember looking at it, I'm like, okay, so what's my total? Like, why don't they, where do you go? Like, you don't go to a restaurant and they just say, okay, you total it up, right? You don't check out the grocery store and then you get your bill. Like, yeah, you total it up. Like, it shows you the total. So I were asking, like, I get my total up? They're like, will it total this for me? Because I was trying to remember, like, when I booked it, what it was. And they're like, okay, because here's your security deposit. You get it back when you do this. So I'm like trying to do the math real quick. And they go, oh, when you check out, they'll have the total for you. Next day, they didn't. It was still just all broken up individually. So, but again, that's so you don't see the entire amount you paid. So maybe you paid $85 for the room, but you paid 20 something for the resort fee. You paid for the room tax on top of that. So, if you see all that together, obviously it's going to be a bigger number and you're probably not going to be thrilled. But if you see it broken down individually, it doesn't look as bad. So here's another one we'll talk about. The third one here for retail stores, right? I remember I've heard this one for years. I'm sure many of you had. Oh my gosh, this one. The more you buy, the more you save. Yeah, you've heard that one, right? Year after year, you hear that one all over the place. The more you buy, the more you save. And I remember hearing a guy one time tell a story about this, about his wife where, he was sitting at home one day, I think after work or something, and his wife came in, she was shopping, and she was like, oh, honey, I went and, shopped at wherever. She goes, and I saved us $84. And then the husband goes, oh, cool. I was like, well, where is it? His wife looked at him like, what do you mean? He's like, the $84. You saved $84. Where's the $84, right? Or whatever the amount was. And she's like, oh, well, no, not like that. It's like, it's $84 cheaper because it was on sale or whatever. So the whole idea of like, oh, well, yeah, so you didn't save us 80, so you saved 84, but you spent, 200 whatever, 300 whatever, like something like that. But people are like, oh yeah, look, I saved all this money. It's like, no, you just actually spent a hell of a lot more. And I've seen people do that. I'm sure you have too. And then another one we'll talk about credit cards, right? Because that's what I do a lot on this channel, is that they, with credit cards getting you to spend more money, right? This is one of the big things Dave Ramsey, why he's really against credit cards, is because, it says, hey, it encourages people to spend money they wouldn't otherwise spend. And if you have a real spending problem, bad spending habits, then yeah, you could be in trouble, right? But credit cards, they offer, more value oftentimes if you're going to use them to book travel versus cash back, right? So sometimes you might get, a penny a point if you're going to do cash back with them, right? So say you get 10,000 points on a you have 10,000 points that you've gotten a credit card from, spending money or hitting a sign-up bonus or something. Well, those 10,000 points oftentimes can be translated into $100 cash. So you get $100 cash or, you know, you can use them to book travel and you maybe will get $125 worth of travel or $150 or it just depends, right? So, you know, you get more value to entice you to use them on travel, flights, hotels, things like that. But the thing is, when you take a flight and you get at a hotel, you know, with enough free points, you go on vacation for several days. You know, when you're on vacation, you're going to eat, right? You're going to need to get transported around. If you rent a car or take Uber, Lyft, or taxis, I mean, you may buy some souvenirs. You may go catch some shows, do some activities. I live here in Vegas. We get people who visit, 40 plus million people visit every single year here to Las Vegas. So, you know, someone comes to Vegas and they're like, dude, I got first class flight. I got, you know, my room for free, that kind of thing. And if they get the resort fee waived on top of it, even better, especially coming here to Vegas. But, you know, so you come here, but still you're going to spend money on all kinds of other stuff. So, you know, the fact like in your head, you're like, okay, well, I got the flight for free. I got the hotel for free. Now you kind of like maybe justify thinking, well, hell, now I can go and spend more on this. I could have extra money to go spend here. And you know, you could wind up spending even more than you thought you were going to, you know, and you could wind up even spending more than had you booked the flight and hotel just with your own direct cash, because, you know, that would have actually cost you directly, and it could have, you know, factored in when you come here, like, okay, my budget is this much. So that's part of the thing with credit cards. That's a big thing Dave Ramsey's against, is just some of the psychology of it, because they know when they market and they advertise, I mean, they know like what to do to really try to get people to spend more, to sign up, and to really maximize the crap out of their products. So that's a big one, is people using points to travel and get hotels, and, you know, sometimes maybe spending even more than they would. So if you're disciplined with your money, though, you don't really got to worry about that a whole lot. And then this one definitely happens to me, because I do so much work in the online world, and this one's annoying. To try to get people to spend more money. And I think a lot of people would say it's probably kind of shady, kind of a crappy tactic to use, is when you want to use a free trial for something, or there's a free trial offered to you, but you have to put in your credit card info first. So that after the free trial is over in, you know, 3 days, a week, 30 days, whatever it is, well, then they just start charging your credit card. So basically they do that so that you hopefully to sign up for a free trial to try some product or service. Then once it's over, they just automatically start charging your credit card, because you had to give them your credit card to even try it for free. So really, I mean, I guess I don't know, how free is it if you look at it that way? Because the hope is that what people are going to do, they're going to sign up, they're going to use the free trial. If they stick with it and they keep paying every month, cool, and they actually like the product, the service, or whatever. But if they don't, then hopefully they forget, and they're like, oh yeah, crap, I need to actually go and cancel that. I mean, it's happened to me. Very common with like software, social media tools, you know, lots of platforms like that. Very common with that kind of thing, like, was it not team building, but like teamwork apps. And I mean, anything, like a lot of stuff in the tech world, the digital world, very common, where it's like, hey, try it free for a week or 2 weeks. But you have to put in your credit card, and then, you know, say you try, you're like, yeah, I'm not going to use this, and you just forget about it. So that's the big hope. That's one that I really, that annoys me. Because it's like they're just praying, you know, you want to try it out, you're the customer, but it's like, how good of a customer are you going to feel like and feel appreciated when you feel like they just set you up to forget, so you can get some more money out of you, cancel, and like, well, got money out of that guy for a couple months before he noticed. So again, you guys, if there's any you want to add, please share them down below with businesses and marketing tactics and advertisements and things, whether you think they're just clever, they're witty, or they're unethical, or whatever the case is. I'd love to hear about it down below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being so awesome, and I will see you guys again soon.